Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today guys, we are going to read Toby's story, chapter 10. And guys, I hope you're having an amazing day. And guys, I hope you're having a great summer too. And let's get started in chapter 10. Let's start in chapter 10 of Toby's story. Chapter 10. After breakfast, I wandered into a room with all the couches and took another nap, this time with Dorothy. When I woke up, she had found the little ball again, so we went outside for some throwing. Once we were done with that, I went back inside and greeted all my friends. Some of them had treats for me, but when I got to Granddad's room, I found something better than treats: chicken. He was sitting at a small table by the window, eating some chicken from a plate. I was so happy to see him, and his chicken too. I sat right at his feet, waiting for him to drop a bite down to me. I was pretty sure he was getting ready to do it when Tyler walked in. He was walking a bit slowly, as if his legs were tired. I wagged to show him that I liked him and I was happy to be there. But I needed to stay focused on the chicken for the moment. I was sure he would understand Toby. I heard Mana call from the hallway. I wagged for her too, but I stayed still, watching the fork move to Granddad's plate from Granddad's plate to his lips. Toby's in here. I heard Tyler call, but he's a little busy right now. Mona came in. She laughed when she saw me raising my head when Granddad lifted his fork, lowering it when the fork returned to the plate. He knows that what's important, Granddad said. Well, I guess he's got a right to be hungry, Tyler said. He ran a couple of miles this morning. Mona and Dad both looked at him in surprise. With the cross country club, Tyler explained. I figured it should tell you. He snuck out under a hole in the fence in this morning and yesterday too, and he ran with us. He loved it. I bet he did. Mona's smile was big. So that's where he was this morning? I called and called. I was getting really worried. What? Wait, you're on a cross-country team? Taylor shook his head. No way, not a real team, just a club for the summer. My mom rented an apartment up where so we can hang out with Granddad more. And there's the club of boys who run every morning. Most of them are on the teams of their school. Staying in shape of the track, you know. But they said I could tag along. It's really fun. There was something about his voice was sounded odd to my ears. I knew that word fun, but Tyler's voice didn't sound happy, and people were usually happy about fun. It was strange, almost as strange as the fact that Granddad kept forgetting to give me some chicken. Oh, that's cool, Mona said. So you're going to be visiting a lot? Every day, Tyler answered her. I'm here every day, too. I glanced over at Mana for a moment. Her face was doing that funny thing again, where it heated up and got darker, training Toby. We've really got to work on his skills. Or, yeah, I heard. Now Tyler's words and his voice were both sad. As soon as I got some chicken I'd had to make them both feel better. Mana, I heard Patsy's voice from out in the hall. Way, I need you for a minute. Okay, Mom. Mana called back. I'll be back for Toby soon, she said. Granddad and Tyler, he's got to work on the lie still. I glanced at her, but it was clearly not a command because she was already hurrying from the room. I stayed because, well, the chicken was here, and Tyler sat down on the bed. So how is here? Now that you're settled in and everything, he asked. Pretty good. No complaints, Granddad said. No complaints? Wait. No complaints, Granddad said. Now get a big doll during the day, your mom and dad at work, you at school. Nobody around to talk to. Plenty of company here. That's good. Maybe I'll get a girlfriend. At least he dropped a bite of chicken down for me. I snapped it up. Then he put the fork down. That seemed to mean that chicken was over. But I kept an eye on the plate, just in case. So what about you? Granddad asked Tyler. That girl Mana, she's pretty great. You like her, huh? Tyler shrugged. A shrug is not an answer, Granddad told him. That's what Mom says, Tyler replied. He flopped down to lie on his back on the bed. Where do you think she got it from? Granddad said, and he and Tyler both laughed a little. So Mana, yeah. All right, I like her. She's cool. You're such a nag, Granddad. I only nag when I'm right. Smart girl, like that. She's pretty too. She's not going to wait around forever. Take some advice from an old man. You need to tell her how you feel. Yeah, okay. Sometime Tyler lay down at the ceiling as if he were talking to it instead of Granddad. Now, how's that running coming? That's a great idea. That club, you'll be beating the pants off the other kids come the fall. Maybe, Tyler said softly. Maybe, for sure. Granddad, it's not going to go good. It's not going so good. Tyler still didn't sit up. I'm slow. I'm the slowest on the team. So what? Tyler picked up his head and stared at Granddad. So what? So I'm not going to win races. That's what. So what? So I'm not going to win any races. That's what. Granddad snorted. Speed. Cross country isn't a sprinter game, boy. It's about determination. You can't outrun those other boys, then you beat them with your wind. What does that mean? Granddad twisted in his chair. So he was looking right at Tyler. That they run. You run a little farther every time. That's what it means. Pretty soon, you will be running so far that a short race will be a breeze. Tyler sighed and let his head fall back onto the bed. Yeah, maybe, he answered. Tyler left Granddad's room not long after that, and Mana came back to get me for some more training in the yard. Frankly, if it was not very exciting, but things got livelier when the door opened and 3 kids ran out. Patsy was behind them. A puppy, the youngest girl shrieked. She was smaller than Mana, in a white dress that puffed and swirled out when she ran. There was a boy, a little older, and both of me. I soon discovered were very good at chase me. The other kid, a girl who was a little older, sat down on the bench with Patsy. Patsy put her arm around the girl and talked to her gently. "Toby," Mona called out a little sternly. I stopped my chasing and looked over at her, puzzled. What did she want? Why didn't she come and play too? "It's all right, Mona," Patsy said. "Let him run. This is his part. Wait, guys. This is part of Toby's job too." The two kids and I played chase me over the grass and around one of the big trees. Chase me over the grass. The girl who was sitting with Patsy. So did the girl who was sitting with Patsy. Every now and then, that girl rubbed a hand over her face. The littlest girl chased me around the tree, and I spun away from her. She slipped one of a patch of wet earth and fell to her hands and knees. I ran back to sure she still wanted to play and licked her face and chin. She giggled. I tore off again, and she jumped up to follow me with her brother right behind. Feel and smell that he was sad. If he played a little with us, he'd feel better. He'd reach down and picked up the ball, up with one arm, still around the tall girl. Then he threw it so hard it soared through the air, bounced off the fence, and zigzagged beneath the bush. I dashed off after it, but I could still hear Fran's voice from behind me as I ran. "I'm glad you like the dog. Do you want him?" she asked. Chapter 11, guys. So, guys, we are going to end this video right here. And, guys, I hope you enjoyed this chapter. And, guys, will they adopt the dog? Fran said, "I'm glad you like the dog. Do you want him?" But will they adopt Toby? That's the question. And, guys, we are going to end the video right here.